Friends, 727 days of war between Russia and Ukraine, things have been changing and in last few days at pretty fast pace. In southern war zone in Kherson, no significant changes, though Ukrainian drones still have edge over Russian drones, air defense system and electronic warfare. Russians, however, claim that they have taken more favorable position in eastern bank of Dnieper River, while Ukrainians are able to rotate their forces and bring fresh logistic supports. On Zaporizhia front on Orikho sector, the Russians broke through Ukrainians' defense lines for almost 2 kilometers deep and entered the outskirts of Robotyne from west and south as well as reported by Ukrainians. Further, Ukrainian sources said that Russian offensive operation west of Verbo direction continuing and at quite fast pace. In north, on Kupiansk-Swatovo front, fight continues around Sinkovka, Kislovka, however no significant changes. But in Lyman direction, Russians advanced almost 1.5 kilometers towards Terny. And now this particular village is only 1 kilometer away from the Russian troops, while capturing almost full of Laptov Yar. No changes in Serebryansky forestry. In east, on Bakhmut front, Russians have advanced towards Bogdanivka from west as well as from south and made some good gains on Krasnoye direction from the eastern side. They are preparing for final offensive towards Chasiv Yar, while in southern flank fight continues for Avdiivka, Klishchivka, where they have made some small gains. Avdiivka front, an estimate says that after fall of Avdiivka, the Russians have taken over approximately 1000 kilometers square, which includes Marinka, that is starting from the current autumn-winter campaign. In these battles, Ukrainians have lost almost double the troops of that of Russians. They have lost 48,000 compared to 27,000 of the Russians. Russians also gained huge war trophies in Avdiivka. Now on the ground in west Avdiivka, Lastochkino has almost fallen to the Russians, and now the Ukrainian defense will be along Orlovka, Berdichi, Tonenko line, which corresponds to the natural water barrier. Fight is towards Pervomaisky and Nevelsky direction, where Russians made some small gains. Marinka front battle continues towards Novomykhailivka, where Russians have made some gains, and they have also advanced towards Paraskovivka, which is now only 1 kilometer left. Russians made gains towards west of Marinka, that is Georgievka, almost 200 meters. No changes towards Pobeda. Huge interdiction missions continuing from both the sides. Russian army hit Ukrainian targets in Kiev, Lviv, Sumy, Pultova, Dnepropetrovsk, Chernihiv, while Ukrainians hit targets in Belgorod and other regions as before. Before I sum up, I will quote ISW from the war zone. It says that Russian army conducting at least 3 major offensive operations, which is towards Kharkiv, Luhansk Oblast direction, that is Kupiansk to Lyman, in and around Avdiivka, and lastly in Robotyne in West Zaporizhia, which I have talked about. And it further says that there are critical shortages in Ukraine of Western provided arms ammunitions. In totality, it can't be said that Ukrainian defense is crumbling. Nonetheless, Russian offensive operations is advancing as planned. Huge farmers' protest continues in most of the European Union countries, especially in Poland, where farmers have almost jammed arrival of Ukrainian grains, be it through road or railway. What you see in the background of course without voice, is one of the chief election commissioner of Pakistan, who has exposed the cheating in counting to favor pro military, pro American party. And at least 6 to 8 of the candidates who were losing more than 50,000 of votes have been declared winners. Palestine Israel Middle East Houthis once again attacked US UK owned commercial ships, damaging both of them, though not critically as claimed by Western media. US is sending more bombs and other weapons munitions to IDF, while IDF Navy is striking Rafah from northwest, and IDF is continuing its operations on Khan Yunis, that is in southern Gaza, while in north and central Gaza. Nothing special to report, while in northern part Hezbollah IDF are exchanging rockets and artillery attacks. Lithuanian president, part of European Union's state, said that Western sanctions are ineffective against Russia. He said this in Munich Security Council. Russian GDP was 3.6% in 2023 and approximately estimated 2.3% in this year. It is claimed that Biden's anti-Moscow tactics or strategies have failed. While Biden reportedly has said that Ukraine may lose more, and Western media says that even Israeli media that Netanyahu is likely to lose prime ministership after the Gaza war, and naturally he doesn't want this to stop. Brazil's President Lula has compared Israel's action in Gaza to that of Hitler mass killing of Jews. Lastly, there is an article on who owns Ukraine. In 2021, Ukraine passed a law to sell its land. Many huge companies, big companies like Cargill, Monsanto, BlackRock, Blackstone, they own almost 40% of Ukraine's arable land. For this law, IMF gave a loan of $17 billion to Ukraine. GMA Monsanto by 2022 owned 78% of Sumy, 56% of Chernihiv, 59% of Kharkiv, 47% of Mykolaiv, 34% in Kiev and Dnipropetrovsk. China too has a lease of 99 years, 3 million hectares, that is a size of Belgium in 2013 itself. 28% is owned by Ukrainian oligarchs and European, even of South American companies and Saudi Arabia. Well, enjoy your day. That is the end of my talk for the day. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.